everything you need happens in sync. When it comes to matters of the heart, this is where you want to be. Meridian Cardiovascular Network. At Jersey Shore University Medical Center, Ocean Medical Center, Riverview Medical Center, and Hovnanian Children's Hospital, along with our rehab, fitness, home care, and our network of physicians, taking care of New Jersey. It's a way of looking at heart care that changes everything. To find a physician, visit meridianhealth.com.
Oh, hey there! You must be Jake's dad.
Yes, good morning. I'm Tom.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Tom. I'm Melinda. The boys are just finishing up their pancakes and bacon. Jake had a very tall stack.
Okay. Buddy, get your sleeping bag and toothbrush.
No.
Yeah, there's just one teensy problem.
I'm not going.
What?
I like it here. It's cozy.
He seems to be very fond of our new oil heat system.
I was warm all night, Dad. Toasty. And I didn't even need Spot in my bed. And if you slept here, you wouldn't need Mom wrapping herself all over you.
Okay,
well.
that's good, buddy.
You know what, Tom? These days, oil heat is very efficient and clean, too, with nearly zero emissions.
I didn't know that.
Well, then it's time for somebody's daddy to wake up and smell the bacon and pancakes then, isn't it, Jake?
Can I sleep over next weekend?
Yeah, no.
Today's oil heat. Your family will thank you. The environment will thank you. Learn more at intelligentwarmth.com. Brought to you by the National Oil Heat Research Alliance.
36 after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Just a quick look at what's going on in the world of business. Yesterday, Dow Jones Industrial Average up nearly 200 points. Why was that, Charles?
Because of a better report on consumer confidence, and 9 in 10 of economists surveyed think the recession's going to end this year.
NASDAQ up 58 points, probably same reason. S&P gained 23 points, probably they all work kind of in concert. Crude oil selling for $62 a barrel. Numbers around 40 here a couple weeks ago, so going back up to 80 according to T. Boone Pickens, and probably eventually up to 300. And gold selling for $953 an ounce. The Fox Business Network business report coming up a little later this morning. Some news on General Motors as they try to avoid bankruptcy and other hideous things. Please welcome now to the Imus Morning program the editor-at-large and senior political analyst for Time Magazine, Mark Halpern. Good morning, Mr. Halpern.
Good morning, Mr. Imus.
Where are you?
I'm on the web. I'm trying to find the website for the Pantheon of Liberal Weenies. That sounds like a good summer vacation trip.
Right at the top of that list will be Martin Garbus.
Well, exactly, but I did a Google search, and so far it's not coming up. Where is that located?
Well, I don't know.
Probably in, like, Nebraska or Kansas.
Yes, it probably is. Why you stop breathing into the phone like a pervert, would you? Could you do that?
That's a bad habit of mine.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't unlearned it from back in the 70s.
Okay. Do you know Fats Domino?
I'm familiar with his oeuvre. I don't know him personally.
Okay, well, I need somebody who knows him personally because I'm trying to get him on. Were you aware of the first Imus Ranch record?
The first one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I had Little Richard on it, and a number of people said, how did you get Little Richard? And he called me. Little Richard did.
Just out of the blue? Or
yes.
out of the blues, as we say?
Yes. Yes. Just out of the blues. He called me, and so I wound up on it. But it's unlikely that Fats Domino is going to call me.
Not impossible. I remember what happened with him in Katrina?
He lost everything.
He lost everything, but in the beginning, before that sad episode, the people said, well, he was down there, and it was one of those situations where a lot of people said, well, he's dead. He can't possibly be down there.
No.
But it turned out he was very much alive.
Aren't you a rather resourceful journalist?
Is that a trick question?
Oh, you are. Well, it's almost a rhetorical question. You are.
Yeah, well, I try to be.
Yeah.
It's one of my tricks, resourcefulness.
Okay. So you could contact Fats for me.
Not impossible, but my guess is, with the vast listening audience and the importance of the record, that I bet you hear from him before Labor Day. You probably need him sooner than that, but...
Well, no. These records take time to bring together, you know.
Yeah, so. I bet you hear from him. If not, well, I'll kick in my resourcefulness.
Okay. So we'll start with Sonia Sotomayor. What do you think?
I think politically it's a very good pick. I think you'd have to be a churlish American not to be impressed by her life story and her achievements. And I think the Republicans are, in the end, except for some people on the extreme right who would oppose anybody Obama would nominate, are going to fall into line. Many, I think, will even vote for her because there's no point in opposing her when she's going to be confirmed, and Hispanic Americans and others are going to support her nomination.
And she doesn't change anything on the court, right?
Well, that's part of why the environment is not as supercharged as it might be done, because she's going to basically vote the way David Souter did. You hear a lot of legal analysts say, oh, there's a certain chemistry that would change, and she might, bring about a different result through her interaction with the other justices. That may be true. But in the overall balance of Americans' lives and in how these many 5-4 decisions come out, I suspect she will vote almost exactly, if not exactly, like David Souter. So no, she doesn't change anything. And Obama's next vacancy could well be another liberal, where again he's just replacing a liberal with a liberal.
Well, how much like David Souter will she be? I mean, will she go camping with Warren Rudman, or?
I think she'll do all that.
Do?
Yeah.
Make pottery, that kind of stuff?
Exactly. Not read the newspaper. No, I mean, she's got a pretty interesting life story, as the president in the White House drilled home yesterday, and is true. So she's not like David Souter in every way, but in the way that matter for the political stakes here, she's going to vote, again, a lot like David Souter, and I think ideologically she'll be left of center. She's not an extreme liberal, despite what some critics have said. She's left of center, and she's exactly the kind of person you would have imagined if you were watching the election. You would have thought that this president would nominate.
Well, when I came in this morning, we talked with Mark Halperin from... Sort of started to say Mike Halperin. I mean,
as I told you last time, Larry King called me Mitch, and that's fine too.
No, well, I apologize for that, but
that's all right.
We think your profile is being raised a little, don't we, Charles?
A little bit until you called him Mike.
Yeah. Well, I
can't walk 2 blocks on the Upper West Side without being recognized now.
That's very good then.
Yeah.
So I come in this morning, Bernard's jumping up and down, waving his Rush Limbaugh flag.
Yeah.
Saying that she said, Judge Sotomayor, that wise Latinas make better decisions than old white males, and Rush is screaming that she's a racist. But that's...
Yeah, well, then Rush took it back and said she was a reverse racist. She said that and a couple other things that conservatives are all excited about. But again, when the question of will it stop her from being confirmed, she'll explain all these things. And that remark in particular, I think, if put in a broader context, is not something particularly controversial or that too many people will disagree with, and certainly won't derail her nomination.
Well, I wonder if she's right. Probably not, but... Well, no, she's not right. We don't know.
Well, I don't know. Better is kind of a loaded word in this context, but I think it's clearly the case that there's something wrong with a country as diverse as ours to have a Supreme Court with one woman, one African American, and not the kind of diversity that you can see in almost any neighborhood in almost any state at this point. And so diversity is a good thing.
Even of more concern, though, and perhaps more controversial, was she's on tape, YouTube, in various places, saying that the Court of Appeals sets policy, which, of course, the courts are not supposed to do any of that. So.
Right. Well, again, it's another thing which is not going to derail her confirmation. She'll put that into context. She was half joking. She was half making a comment on the way things are rather than necessarily how she wanted them to be. And again, I'm not here to use a legal phrase to carry her brief, but I don't think.
I like that. Yeah. Carry her brief rather than ordinarily you would say carry her water or
sure.
Not you, but carry her brief. No, I love that. It's very, 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 very good.
All right. Well, I'm not here for that, but it is the case that those two comments. I think the weakness of the Republicans' ability and conservatives' ability to go after her is illustrated most clearly by the fact that they've seized on these two out-of-context statements that offer some insight into her left-of-center philosophy. But again, it's not. Neither of those statements is the kind of thing that will either derail her nomination or excite the passions of Americans against her in a way that would cause there be any controversy or significant controversy that might derail her nomination.
So you think she was trying to be funny?
Well, you look at it, she's clearly trying to be funny. It's not the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Sure.
But I think but that's what passes for ribald humor at a legal conference.
Okay, so trying to be George Lopez, I guess would be
a little bit. The legal George Lopez.
Exactly. So. Yeah. Not only looks like him, but apparently. Well, that was unkind, and we just don't need that.
Let's just move right on.
Yes, we just don't need those kinds of observations when Bernard's going to make it later as a Cardinal. So it's 16 till the hour. We're talking about Mark Halperin from Time Magazine. So I kind of admire, we're digressing here like a drunk at Maureen Dowd's cocktail party. So the Kim Jong-il, I think that's cool what they're doing, don't you?
Well, it's certainly leveraging what little resources he has. This is an extraordinarily poor country. And what appears to be the case, if you talk to experts in the region, is that this is partly about getting the President Obama's attention, trying to lure the United States into one-on-one talks. But it's also about domestic politics because this guy wants his succession to go to his family members. Normally, in these dictatorships, you only get one generation to pass on. He's going for the big three. He, of course, took over from his father, the great leader, and he wants to pass things on to one of his sons or maybe his brother-in-law. And the military, which is the other big power source in the country, along with the ruling family, the military has a say in this, and he's trying to show that he's got the big stick in order to leverage his family in there.
I wonder if China cares what he does.
Well, they do care. The problem is the reason China doesn't really want to go with the United States here and put a lot of pressure on, because the big pressure would be economic, is China's worried about the country going into turmoil, the government falling, and a lot of hungry North Koreans coming over the border into China. Now, it's hard for me to understand how China could suddenly be worried about a big population problem about poor people, because they got that already. But apparently North Korea has got enough of those that China is worried about an importation of chaos and poverty. And so they're not really into pressuring the North Korean government. That is the solution, though. You're right. It's the Chinese stepping up and deciding that they're going to put sufficient pressure on to get the missiles and the nuclear programs ratcheted down.
But the little nut, who looks remarkably like my agent, by the way.
And probably just as wacky.
Esther Newberg, Kim Jong-il, he knows that he can just, here's what I like. He just blows up everything and says, well, what are you going to do about it? And particularly us. And there's nothing we can do about it, because let's just say we decided to do something about it. China's going to take their side, right?
Well, in the end, that's where the possible pressure point is. Will China finally be as aggressive as the United States wants to be? It's an intractable problem, and it's a dangerous problem. And again, as others have pointed out, less likely that the North Koreans can launch a nuclear weapon on one of these missiles, because on both sides their technology is still not Stone Age, but it's not advanced. But the fear is that they're going to sell some of this technology to someone else who would have the ability to deliver even a crude nuclear weapon in some sort of way in Europe or Asia or the Middle East.
Mark Halperin from Time Magazine. It's 13 minutes now till 7 o'clock Eastern Time. So what do you do the rest of the day?
The rest of the day, I'm going to do a little work on my website, the page for Time. I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to go back to writing my book.
So when you go to the gym, I mean, is that time doesn't pay you by the hour, right?
They pay me by the half hour. It's a deal I worked out with them back under Davis-Bacon Act.
Oh, okay. So
half an hour. I punch in every half an hour. It's kind of tedious.
Well, but I imagine they're approaching this the way we are. You know, we're just it's appearance by appearance, and we just see how you're doing. And
they don't want me to be hugely fat. I think I know what you're getting at. They once I get over 300 pounds, they have my pay. So we're all in agreement that I should not be obese.
But this is another even better than good. This is another excellent appearance on your part.
How is the balance between humor and seriousness?
I thought it was very good. Maybe a little.
Maybe too serious.
A little bit.
Yeah, but you know what? Once I got the heavy breathing out of my system.
Yeah. No, I thought it was another excellent outing.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you again soon.
Mark, what else I get overconfident here about how soon it'll be? You'll talk to us when we call you. How does that sound? Mark Halperin. First time.
Slow down.
Yeah, calm down here.
I heard in the morning on 77 WABC.
The problem with getting into debt isn't the debt. It's all the late fees. And the finance charges and bank charges and hikes in interest rates and more late fees and calls from collection agencies. It's one thing piling on top of another and another and another. Well, what if there was a way to make it all stop? There is. We're Credit Guard of America, and we want to help you get out of debt for good. We work directly with your creditors to lower your monthly payment, stop late fees, and stop the collection calls. And we roll everything into one affordable payment. you could pay half of what you're currently paying. Call for free information at 1-800-900-6110 and start getting out of debt for good. At Credit Guard of America, our goal is getting you out of debt for good. Call today for your free information at 1-800-900-6110. 1-800-900-6110.
Ellie, I can see you, honey. Are you hiding behind that tree?
This is the sound of Donna playing with her grandkid Ellie. A year ago, Donna couldn't even walk without pain because of her bad knee. Today, thanks to the doctors of Heartspan Center for Hip and Knee Replacement, Donna can play with Ellie, take long walks on the beach, and do Pilates. As a center of excellence, Heartspan Center for Hip and Knee Replacement performs more hip and knee replacements than any private practice in the tri-state area. In fact, hips and knees are all they do. As the area leader, they're up to 16,000 and counting. Most can be done with minimally invasive techniques for quicker recovery. If you suffer from severe hip or knee pain, Heartspan Center for Hip and Knee Replacement in Paramus, New Jersey could help you move again without the pain. Call 201-291-4040 or visit heartsbandcenter.com. That's HARTZBAND Center.com.
Ellie, here I come. Goodyear has tires for summer fun. Get up to $100 by mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 select Goodyear tires on your Goodyear credit card. Purchases subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. On-time traffic, I'm Debbie Duhame. If you're heading to the Grand Central west of Jewel Avenue, an accident just cleared the SAG north at Pine Air Drive. A spin-out over on the shoulder at LaGuardia. An hour delay in arrivals with low visibility. This report brought to you by AutoZone. Summer's the time to keep your car running and looking clean. Right now at AutoZone, get McGarrish Hot Shine tire products. Your choice, $3.99 each. See AutoZone for details today. Here's the WABC Weather Channel forecast.
Cloudy and cool again today with some drizzle or showers possible through tonight. 67 for the high, down to 60 tonight. Could see some patchy fog as well overnight. Cloudy with showers and thunderstorms likely tomorrow, but warmer with highs in the mid-70s. Weather brought to you by Goodyear. Goodyear has tires for summer fun. Get up to $100 by mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 select Goodyear tires on your Goodyear credit card. Purchase is subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. Currently 53 degrees from the Weather Channel. I'm Jennifer Nutoso, 77 WABC.
As you listen to the happy sound of your printer, turning your hard work into beautiful reports, presentations, letters, and best of all, invoices, here's something to think about. If you're buying ink or toner cartridges from the company that made your printer, or from an office superstore, you're paying a lot more than you would if you bought them from Cartridge World. That means you're paying extra for the ink on every page you print, without seeing any difference in quality. Which explains why there are now over 650 Cartridge World stores across the country. Next time you need to replace ink or toner, try the 100% satisfaction guaranteed cartridges at Cartridge World, the global ink and toner experts. Yeah, printing sounds a lot better when you're saving money on every page.
With 58 locations in the tri-state area, there's one near you. To find your closest location and to see how much you can save, go to www.cartridgeworld.com.
Well, Mohegan Sun's $500,000 winning hand giveaway is going on now through June 28th. Mohegan Sun, a World at Play. Tech exit 76 off I-95 in Connecticut. Well, they're right near Mystic there. So it's really a destination resort now. I know I keep telling you that, but it really is. When you drive in there, it's like driving into a small city. But up there in the gorgeous bucolic woods of Connecticut, Uncasville. Mitchell-Ennis and the tribe are there. I mean, what more do you want? And this $500,000 winning hand giveaway, that's going on now through June 28th. This Friday night, both Cephas going to be there. Hank Jr. That's probably already sold out and all that. They have a big winning authors event with best-selling author Lee Child on Saturday, May 30th. That's live discussion there in the Cabaret Theater, 3 o'clock. The afternoon signing. Doobie signing books at 4, so that's Mohegan Sun, a World at Play. Six minutes till the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Well, Mark Halpern, that's an absolute A-list performance.
No kidding. Very strong.
And, I think we're making progress on a number of areas, but you can't do much better than he just did, can you?
I don't know how. I mean, the mix was just about perfect.
Yeah. So compared to actually nobody was talking about, we know that's not the case, of course. But
No, I mean, he appears smart, very smart.
Well, I just got an email from Trader Dave about my Van Morrison record. I'll talk about that coming up. And we're still trying to get a hold of Fast.
Great. Imus in the morning on 77 WABC.
In our fast-changing world,
You need information. How much of a recruitment tool would a successful attack on Los Angeles have been after a successful attack on New York and Washington?
and perspective.
And it's time that if the people of this country will rise up and throw these idiots out, whatever false hope they lay out in front of you.
Talk radio that stimulates your world.
77 WABC.
Breaking news and stimulating talk.
Do you know why you get dark circles under your eyes? Because blood leaks out of your capillaries and pools under your skin. I'm not kidding. It's just like an ugly bruise. But now you can erase dark circles with a proven breakthrough called Hydrolyze. Hydrolyze diminishes dark circles and tightens puffiness and bags by repairing leaky capillaries, leaving you with younger, brighter eyes. See for yourself by calling for a free trial right now. Just call 1-800-922-7662.
My husband, he can't stop complimenting me. People tell me I look 10 years younger.
Even surgery cannot deliver these stunning results. Hydrolyze is so powerful it even helps build new collagen in the skin, reducing crow's feet and wrinkles. Try Hydrolyze risk-free and see for yourself.
Well, I used it and, wow, the dark circles are gone. I don't look tired anymore. I feel great.
You deserve younger, brighter eyes. Call now for your free trial of Hydrolyze and experience the transformation for yourself. For your free trial, call 1-800-922-7662. That's 1-800-922-7662.
Just how rewarding is earning double rewards with small business rewards checking from Capital One Bank? Let's find out. Writing a check from your free small business checking account. Double rewarding. Dealing with office politics.
Okay, who ate my sandwich out of the fridge? It was Jensen, ma'am.
Not rewarding. Paying bills online. Double rewarding. Drop kicking the broken fax machine.
System error. Oh, that's just gory. Ow.
Not rewarding. Using Capital One Bank rewards for a new fax machine. Very rewarding.
Capital One Bank Rewards Checking. Earn double rewards May through June when you write a check, swipe your debit card, or pay bills online. Business owners sign up for small business and personal checking and combine rewards too. Visit a branch or CapitalOneBank.com/business rewards for terms and conditions.
What's in your wallet?
$50 minimum opening deposit for personal accounts. Limit one personal and one small business account per customer. Bank terms and conditions and monthly rewards limits apply. Double rewards apply only to qualifying transactions. Account offered by Capital One and 8-member FDIC.
This is Dan Tullis, and I just called Joel Clark, one of Select Quote Insurance Services' term life agents. Hi, Mr. Tullis. Joel, how does Select Quote save you money on term life insurance?
Well, buying term life insurance is about choosing the right company. Let's say you take antidepressants or you smoke. All insurance companies are going to price that differently. Now, we'll impartially shop all the companies we represent to find you the best price.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. I just got a 40-year-old man on blood pressure medication, a $500,000 policy with a highly rated insurance company. His price? $20 a month.
Thanks, Joel. See how affordable term life insurance can be for you. Call 1-800-335-7800. That's 1-800-335-7800. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Select Quote. We shop. You save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Congratulations. You're one of the smart ones. You didn't panic and sell during the market decline. And you've been rewarded. The stock market has jumped about 30% since its low in March. Hi, Rick Edelman here. I know you're glad you stuck with it, but if that's all you did, you might not be doing as well as you think. That's because holding your investments isn't enough. If you haven't rebalanced, your portfolio is radically different today than it was just 6 months ago. Say your portfolio was split 60-40 stocks and bonds. Today, you could be 40-60. That's right. If you haven't rebalanced, you could be completely backwards, giving you new risks and lower returns from here forward. It's one thing to own a portfolio, but you must also manage and maintain it. Make sure your portfolio isn't backwards. Call us at Edelman Financial and get a free portfolio review to make sure your investments are properly structured to keep you on track for your financial goals. Call us at 888-PLAN-RICK or visit rickedelman.com. That's ricedelman.com. Once again, 888-PLAN-RICK.
Right after the I-Man, it's Joe Scarborough.
Talk for a The new generation on 77 WABC. News on the hour, on the half, and when it breaks. 77 WABC, New York.
It's 7 o'clock. New York's own Supreme Court nominee, ready to take on D.C. 54 degrees and cloudy. I'm Charles McCord. Stories you're going to be talking about on 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com. Supreme Court nominee Sonia Sotomayor will have New York's legislative team as backup when she goes to Capitol Hill to answer questions about her judicial track record. WABC Scott Salato has more on the Bronx native's confirmation process in this live report. Scott?
Judge Sotomayor calls herself a New Yorican. Senator Kirsten Gillibrand calls her a great choice.
She is going to be the most experienced jurist on the Supreme Court in the last 100 years.
Our senior Senator Chuck Schumer concurs.
No nomination is bulletproof, but this would be the wrong fight for anyone to pick.
A few Senate Republicans are not so thrilled, some calling her a hack. Live in Westchester, Scott Salato, 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com.
2 more New Yorkers have died while infected with swine flu, bringing the total here to 4. City Health Commissioner Dr. Thomas Frieden says anybody with underlying health conditions who catches the flu should seek immediate medical help.
If you have asthma, diabetes, heart disease, and you get a fever, see your doctor immediately. The quicker you get treated for possible H1N1 flu, the more likely you are to do better.
And according to authorities, these 2 latest victims did have pre-existing health conditions. Former City Police Commissioner Bernard Carrick has been indicted on charges of making false statements to White House officials, vetting him for the position of Homeland Security Secretary.
That's not good.
The new indictment handed up by a federal grand jury in Washington. 54 degrees and cloudy. I'm Charles McCord with breaking news and stimulating talk on 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com.
On-time traffic, I'm Debbie Duhame on the SAG northbound at Pioneer Drive. It's a spin out over on the shoulder at LaGuardia, an hour delay in arrivals with low visibility, and PATH trains reporting 15-minute delays into the World Trade Center site because of some ongoing signal problems. This report brought to you by the University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey. UMDNJ means education for careers in demand now. Medicine, dentistry, public health, nursing, allied health, research. Explore your future. 877-GO-UMDNJ. Here's the WABC Weather Channel forecast.
We are cloudy and cool today with some drizzle or showers possible through tonight. 67 for the high, 60 for the low tonight with some patchy fog developing overnight. Cloudy with showers and thunderstorms likely tomorrow, but warmer with high temperatures in the mid-70s. A few more showers in upper 70s on Friday, but fortunately it looks like the weekend will improve quite a bit with sunshine and temperatures in the 70s both Saturday and Sunday. Right now we're at 53 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm Jennifer Natoso, 77 WABC.
Market mayhem, 401k losses, house price deflation, skyrocketing unemployment. If it's all tying you into knots, relax. Neil will unravel it all on Your World. From Wall Street to Main Street, only one show has analysis you can understand and advice you can use. Your World with Neil Cavuto, 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox News Channel, the only fair and balanced news network in America. Check your local listings, new players in Washington, and new policies for America's future. As it all happens, you need trusted reporting, unparalleled experience, real insight. Brett Baer and Team Washington bring it to you. First, fair and balanced. On top of the stories, breaking down the issues, taking you inside the Beltway. Brett Baer, breathing life into politics. Special report, 6 p.m. Eastern on Fox News Channel, the only fair and balanced news network in America. Check your local listings.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Also on the web at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a free vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate
donate your car today.
Number 1 at night. Mark Levin, 6 to 9 on 77 WABC. Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
Cardinal Egan is... Oh, man.
What's happening? Yeah, here we go. Nose blowing down. Nose blowing, gag, spew.
Well, I can't breathe in the studio, which I tried to tell everybody, but to no avail. Anyway, Cardinal Egan is coming up here in just a minute. And even though he's no longer over at the Archdiocese, he... how come we can't get the new Cardinal, Bernie?
We're in negotiations, actually.
Okay, so right now it's going to be Cardinal Egan. That's the deal?
That's correct, yeah.
And then Martin Garbus, one of the country's leading trial lawyers, on Sonia Sotomayor, who apparently knows. And Mr. Garbus has written an item, and it appears in this morning's Huffington Post. Warren Black, Marshall Douglas, Obama got it right, hooray, writes Mr. Garbus, who would be, as we were explaining to Mark Halpern, at the top of the list of liberal weenies if there were a website that said liberal weenies. But
it would just be Garbus.
It would just be Martin Garbus. Anyway, and yes, he represents me, and so it's in this, but, I should charge him. You know what I think I'll do?
What?
Like when he calls me, or when any of these lawyers who represent me for various things, like John Silver out in Santa Fe or Mr. Garbus, when they call, I make them tell me whether I'm being charged or not. Because they start the clock going, and you're screwed. So
sure.
Then you think you're just having a friendly little chat.
Oh, no.
And the next thing you get a bill for $12,000 for a phone call.
You're talking to a lawyer.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Friendly
but
little
Mr.
chat.
Garbus always points out to me when we're talking whether I'm being charged or not.
That's
and
good.
most often I'm not being charged. He just likes to.
That's good.
He likes to hear me drop the F-bomb somewhere, or whatever he does. Anyway, he'll be on to talk about Miss Sotomayor. And then later on this morning, Stuart Taylor from the National Journal, who's covered the Supreme Court for many years and has been on with us over the years, usually on a situation like this. Now, I just got an email from Trader Dave because I bought a Van Morrison record from Amazon.com, and Trader Dave, what?
Why would you buy a Van Morrison record? Why would you buy? What possibly could Van Morrison have to offer you at this point? What possibly could interest you about Van Morrison beyond Astral Weeks, with which you are obsessed? Why would you order a Van Morrison record? What motivates you? Why can't you do something else? Why are you so narrow in your vision and in your listening taste? You are now you are limited to Van Morrison. Why would you order something else?
That is not true.
It is true, and everybody knows
I was on the treadmill yesterday. I listened to 21st Century Breakdown.
Oh, God almighty.
What?
Okay.
I wanted to get, Lou and I both wanted to get something you got.
I'm dragged and I knew it.
Well, what?
Yeah, congratulations.
We wanted to get Van Morrison's version of something you got.
Yeah, Lou wanted that.
They recorded when he was when he was them.
Well, wait a minute.
Van Morrison was them.
If it is Van Morrison something you got, I retract everything that I have said to this point.
Okay. Because I was trying to get him on the new Rance record.
We lost Charles.
Volume 2. And I was going to have him do something you got. The Alvin Robinson version. But then I discovered he'd already recorded it. So I wouldn't do it. And I'm also trying to get a hold of Fats Domino. Now, maybe Trader Dave knows Fats Domino. I don't know. So if you hear from Fats, or tell Fats I'm trying to get a hold of him. He's very reclusive. And he's there in New Orleans. And, Kyle Lenning, the great record producer in Nashville, he's willing to he'll do whatever Fats wants to do. We just got to... We'll go up to the house and do the vocal. We know we want him to record. It's a simple deal. Not going to be difficult at all. So
it would be great.
And the first Rance record, Well, I haven't actually received a check from the record company yet, though.
No way.
But I am going to. I understand it's going to be somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000, Chuck. So we're in.
Pretty good.
That's just our cut. So we made a lot of. So it's enormously successful. And there are those who think because I had Little Richard, Levon Helm, Vince Gill, people like that, Dwight Yoakam, and others, Willie Nelson, and other people like that on the ranch record, that I could get anybody. But I only got Little Richard because he happened to call me one day.
Yeah.
Out of not related to the record or anything else. But and I haven't talked to Little Richard since. But he recorded a great version of the old Webb Pierce song, I Ain't Never. So that's where we are. Just nonsense. The Fox Business Network business report's coming up. I had an unfortunate email exchange yesterday with Emil Cavuto after his appearance on the program, in which,
what was unfortunate?
Well, he was just at one point he said something nice to me. And I said I was trying to tune in his show. I sent him an email, and I wanted to know if he had just kidding around. I said, I'm trying to tune you in now. Do you have a beard? So I could determine who was on my screen. And he was on, at the time, on the Fox News Channel.
Yes.
At 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
And, or do you have a gavel? Because that's when all those guys are on, Judge Joe Brown and all those people. So, whatever. Anyway, well, the Cardinals coming up here in just a minute or two. Then the business report. Then Warner's going to do sports. The Cleveland Cavaliers lost last night, so they're down 3-1 to Orlando, and they will not be in the finals of the NBA, playing the Lakers. And the Lakers may not be in the finals.
No.
But before we get to all of that stuff, here's Charles. Good morning, Charles.
Morning, Iman. President Obama is singing the praises of his Supreme Court nominee. Speaking at a fundraiser last night at Las Vegas, Mr. Obama described federal appeals judge Sonia Sotomayor as a brilliant individual, said nobody can say she's not qualified to be on the nation's highest court. Republicans, though, say they will not be rushed into confirming the 54-year-old native New Yorker. A fellow Latino is warning legislators to look beyond Judge Sotomayor's heritage. Former U.S. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales says no ethnic group is entitled to have representation on the Supreme Court.
I don't think that the outcome of a case should depend upon the ethnicity or gender of the judge any more than the outcome of a case should depend on the ethnicity or gender of a prosecutor or defendant.
Judge Sotomayor's Princeton roommate, Margarita Rosa, says she knows the judge well and thinks Sotomayor would be a great judge.
I feel very pleased as an American to have our president nominate someone who possesses, as he said last week, intellectual firepower, a common touch, and a sense of how the world works.
Well, she's being criticized a lot, Judge Sotomayor, for not being an intellectual heavyweight and not having written a number of lengthy legal opinions.
Right.
Though I think Martin Garbus will be prepared to argue this morning that some of the great cases of the 20th century, Brown versus Board of Education, the one-man, one-vote deal, reapportionment, pro-choice decisions, are often short 3-paragraph opinions, not 80 pages like they write now. So. Mm-hmm. And I guess his point being, she's not going to have to write very much, so she doesn't. I don't know what would be the point of that defense? That she's not going to have to write 80 pages, so it's going to be there's not a lot of homework, so she can do it.
Some of the greats didn't do it. Why should she be held to that?
No, she's able to crystallize, and she's...
Well, if that's what he's suggesting,
I would think.
Not that there's not that much work to do, that you only have to do, like Wyatt will say, he's 10, though. He'll say, well, I only have to do a page and a half, double-spaced. So that's the way he looks at it.
He's thinking that, you can say a great deal in a couple of words. For example, you suck. So that encapsulates everything that we need to know
Say no more.
about the I-Man. That's it.
Oh, man.
There you go.
That's pretty harsh.
And you smell.
Oh.
You're stupid. How does that sound? Or can she do all this? Well, we'll find all that out. It is 14 after the hour. All right, please welcome now to the I'm Smiling program over from the Arch. Well, I guess she's still at the Archdiocese, but not in any position of power there.
Over here, we sit down here.
Please, we'll welcome to the program Cardinal Egan. Good morning, Cardinal Egan.
Good morning, Cardinal.
That's right, hey, Mr. Lord. Big week here in New York City. Move over Jimmy Smith and Jennifer Lopez. It's Sonia Sotomayor, be Jesus. Latinos in the house. Puerto Rico, baby. Yeah, so besos all around, man. Turn that garbage off, be Jesus. Well, it's been a while, Mr. Moore, since I got sick and lost my job with the Archdiocese. Well, I still don't have a job and I'm still sick. Sick and tired of hearing you whine about cancer and every other damn thing, be Jesus. Shut your mouth or die already, you pathetic old bag, you.
Wait a minute.
God. Don't give us this bull crap that you're worried how they're going to kill your wiener. Kill your wiener, be Jesus. Are you joking us, man? That thing's been dead longer than Rodney Dangerfield, be Jesus. Kill your wiener indeed. They must be mutilating the corpse at this point, be Jesus. Sexless dirtbag, you. Shut up. Yeah. Let me just say this, Mr. Moore.
Yeah.
Put me down with Frank Rich from the New York Times. President Obama, no doubt, is sticking it to the gay man. That's right, Mr. Moore, sticking it to the gay man.
Yeah.
No gays in the cabinet, no gay marriage, no gays in the army, be Jesus. What the hell would be wrong, Mr. Moore, with, say, a Sergeant Barney Frank drilling the recruits, be Jesus? Answer me, you damn bigot, you.
Well, I've done nothing.
Apparently not so with President Homophobe Obama, be Jesus. And still no gays on the Supreme Court, Mr. Moore.
Well?
By the way, a lady who looks like Vinnie Pastori in a dress does not count, be Jesus. Let me just say this to President Pencil-Neck Windbag. If Perez Hilton can judge a Miss America show, and let's get these people on the highest bench, BJ's flipping outrage. No justice, no peace, Mr. Moore, I tell you that.
Okay.
Now bow down your head, you heathen bastards, and shut your mouths.
Well, I just pray.
Time for a wee prayer.
Okay.
The response will be, Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Not so fast, you flipping moron, you BJ's. Take two.
Okay.
Name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. Imus on a ventilator, we want the most. Lord, hear our prayer. That's it now. Lord, we thank God our Pope got out of Israel with his cute red shoes and wasn't lynched by some mob of angry Hasidic Jews. Lord, hear our prayer. Oh, we don't need that again, BJ.
No.
Lord, we pray old Dick Cheney doesn't die yet from cardiac arrest while he takes on Obama, who palled around with terrorists. Lord, hear our prayer. Lord, we also pray Obama doesn't throw Israel under the bus like the gays Reverend Wright and his grandmoms was. Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, hear our prayer.
Lord, we pray that as Fleet Week ends, Mrs. Imus didn't suffer too much gagging as she treated sailors and Marines to lots of teabagging, be Jesus.
Lord, hear our prayer. What is your what?
Finally, Lord, we pray for Farrah Fawcett, the Charlie's Angel, but not for Don Imus, the gaping a-hole, be Jesus. Lord, hear our prayer. God bless us and save us, the whole lotties. Have a lovely day. Which doesn't belong and why?
I love this.
Which doesn't belong and why?
All right.
A, Judge Sonia Sotomayor.
Judge Sonia Sotomayor.
B, President Barack Obama.
President Barack Obama.
C, Imus and Lamar. Which doesn't belong and why?
Well, clearly.
Obviously.
What's wrong?
But be Imus.
I'll be Imus in the morning.
Of course not.
Wrong, you hatchet-faced old slob, you be Jesus. Well, all three have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and have never been beckoned on the streets with the words, Mira que pasa, mami? The answer is A. Judge, I'm no J-Lo Sotomayor doesn't belong because unlike the other two schmucks, the judge has never admitted to snorting cocaine, be Jesus.
18 after the hour.
Latinos in the house, baby!
Finally, you can hear the Imus Sotomayor program. Well, here is Little Richard on the Imus Fast Records. This could be you, Fast.
Ain't never seen nobody like you. No, never. Have I ever seen nobody like you. You call me up, said you meet me at 9. I have to hurry, but I'm there on time. I walk right up and I knock on your door. The landlord said you don't live here no more. Ain't never, darling, seen nobody like you. But I love you, yes I love you, and I love you just the same. Oh, Harvey! Well, you tell me sweet things that you don't mean. You got me living in a honey dream. You make me do things that I don't want to do. My friend said, Little Richard, what's wrong with you? Ain't never, no never, seen nobody like you. But I love you. You know I love you. And I love you just the same. I was in the morning.
free demo of IQ from Infinite Mind, call now. 1-800-900-9211. Unleash your brain. Experience the power of IQ for free. 1-800-900-9211. That's 1-800-900-9211.
How many times a day do you hear this one?
I really like living in New Jersey, but the taxes are too high.
So, if a candidate for governor admitted to the Philadelphia Inquirer that his plan would raise taxes on homeowners, even seniors, you'd say,
That's a foolish idea.
well, that's the Steve Lonigan plan. Raise taxes on almost 70% of New Jersey homeowners. Eliminate your property tax rebate. He called it a gimmick. Lonigan would raise taxes on seniors struggling to pay their bills and stay in their homes.
That's not just foolish. That's crazy.
Steve Lonigan promising to raise our taxes before he's elected.
Chris Christie will take our fight to Trenton, cutting taxes across the board, slashing waste and cutting spending, growing our economy.
Supported by conservative tax cutter Steve Forbes. Chris Christie, conservative leadership. He'll cut our taxes.
Paid for by Chris Christie for governor, Ronald Garino, treasurer.
Capital One Bank has the products and services to meet your banking needs. Stop by a branch today to find out more. Capital One, N.A. member FDIC.
On-time traffic, I'm Debbie Duhame. Robert Moses, southbound by the Southern State, a spin-out. LIE westbound bumper to bumper into 106.7 with a crash. At LaGuardia, an hour delay in arrivals with low visibility. This report brought to you by Clean Air New York. Carpool or use transit once a week for healthier air. Save 1,000 miles or more than $500 annually. Visit cleanairny.org for travel options. Here's the WABC Weather Channel forecast.
Weather should be a lot nicer by the time we get to the weekend, but short term, we've got cloudy, cool conditions today. Some drizzler showers possible through the day into tonight. 67 for the high, 60 for the low tonight with some patchy fog developing overnight. Cloudy with showers and thunderstorms likely tomorrow, but a bit warmer with highs in the mid-70s. Weather brought to you by Goodyear. Goodyear has tires for summer fun. Get up to $100 by mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 select Goodyear tires on your Goodyear credit card. Purchase is subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. Currently 53. From the Weather Channel, I'm Jennifer Nutoso, 77 WABC.
Well, summer right around the corner, and so's the ultimate driving experience at Fetty Infinity, F-E-T-T-E. Get to the junction of Route 46 and 3 in Clifton, New Jersey today for the Memorial Master of Savings event. The entire month, Fetty making it easier to buy or lease a brand new Infinity, like the 2009 G35X, just voted #1 vehicle satisfaction. And listen up, Tri-State Era. Here's more satisfaction for you. Fetty has been giving you the best deals for over 56 years, and this year is the biggest. And that means more savings, great customer service, and the best of times to have a sleek Infinity parked in your driveway. That's what I'm saying. So the big Memorial Day Master of Savings event going on all month long. We've got an Infinity, park it in the situation there. Call them, that's the deal. Go to Route 46 and 3, Fetty Infinity, or call them at 1-800-NEXT-RIDE. Offer on this G35X expires 5/30/09. Tax title tags extra. See your dealer for details. Well, I've been telling you about Chamonix now for a while. This fabulous skin cream. No petroleum byproducts, no mineral oil, no pharmaceutical chemicals, all that junk in there. Here we just got a testimony here from old Tracy up there in Connecticut. I used to be a Mary Kay customer, but after using Chamonix products, I'll never go back. I used the DFS Jiznu eye cream and the Esotique, well, not the way you pronounce it. I mean, I know that can't be right. Or whatever it is, the eye cream. There's no jizz involved in the description of Chamonix products. Right. The Esotique. So, call them and order this stuff and rub it on your eyes. 800-SKIN-980. That's 800-SKIN-980. It is 25 minutes after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. Martin Garbus, one of the leading trial lawyers in the country, on Judge Sotomayor, coming up here in just a few minutes. And then later on this morning, Stuart Taylor. Time to register for the Imus Ranch golf outing. How could it possibly be time, Charles? It's in September. Big golf tournament for the Imus Ranch for kids with cancer. And we're going to do it again at the Great River Golf Club in Milford, Connecticut, which is actually a lot of fun. I don't play golf, but God, we had a great time. Jim Nance was great, and Lupica, all of the people there were fabulous. We just had a great time. And there's just oh man, just everybody drunk, and wasn't it great?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody got out of line. It was a beautiful club.
It was just fun.
Raised a bunch of money for the ranch. God, it was a huge success. So if you'd like to be part of the foursome, a foursome or a sponsor or whatever, call Leslie Slender here at WABC Radio in New York at 212-613-3848. Or you can email the girl at events@wabcradio.com, and there's probably a link to it at imus.com, and if there isn't, we'll put one up today, so that you can just simply go to imus.com and find out what the deal is. Business Report, sponsored by the Fox Business Network. Time Warner is Channel 43 in New York City. Tough financial times, call for the best, and best is the Fox Business Network. If you're not in New York City, log on to foxbusiness.com. I watched Neil Cavuto yesterday because he was a guest, and amidst a flurry of ugly email exchanges, in which at one point he told me simply to vomit. I don't know what that meant. I watched Mr. Cavuto at 4 o'clock on the Fox News Channel, and then I watched him again on the Fox Business Channel network at 6 o'clock. So we had a full day of Neil Cavuto, and enough, by the way.
Oh, it's good being the I-Man.
Dow Jones Industrial Average up 200 points. Why, Charles?
Because there was a much stronger than expected reading on consumer confidence, and a panel of 45 experts said the recession's going to end this year.
Okay. NASDAQ was up 58, S&P 23. Crude oil selling for $62.45 a barrel. Gold selling for, you have pulmonary problems, right, Warner?
Yes.
You have any problem in this studio?
Yes.
Okay, so there's two of us. Because I noticed a huge difference between the studio I was in yesterday and here, and I can't explain it, so. Would you like me to go on more about it?
No, as a matter of fact.
Okay, gold selling for $953 an ounce. General Motors continues to work against the clock, trying to avoid bankruptcy. But it's believed only a small percentage of GM bondholders agreed to swap $27 billion in unsecured debt for a 10% stake in GM. GM and the United Auto Workers Union have agreed on a new restructuring plan that would give the UAW a smaller stake in GM than it had previously expected, and I don't think they're happy about all of that. And Jack Welch and Susie Welch are still married. Business board sponsor. What?
That is just a cheap shot.
How?
If you don't understand how, then I can't explain it.
No, I'm reporting.
Well, yeah, but and how about the I-Man is still alive?
Okay, I'm still alive. Jack and Susie are still married. The Business Report, sponsored by the Fox Business Network, will keep you up to date on both issues, both events. Time Warner Channel 43 in New York City. Tough financial times. What? Why are you shaking your head?
If you could just clutch your chest so that these pulmonary problems just culminate in that right now.
Well, you don't really mean that.
At this moment, I do.
Okay. Well, all right. That's fair enough. Anyway, tough financial times call for the best. The best is the Fox Business Channel. If you're not in New York City, log on to foxbusiness.com. It's, they sound like I was drunk today, didn't they? All right, time for a little sports now. Wonder Wolf Sports, sponsored by American-made Peerless Boilers, as we run hopelessly behind here now. The world leader at 90% plus efficient boilers get a $1,500 tax credit. Get some of that stimulus money you laid out back in your pocket. Here, just ahead of Martin Garbus, is Warner Wolf. Good morning, Warner.
Good morning, I-Man. Well, unless the Cleveland Cavaliers suddenly turn around and win the next 3 games, there will be no LeBron James in the final. And there could be no Kobe. In overtime, the Magic beat the Cavs 116-114, lead 3 games to 1. Dwight Howard, 27 points, 14 boards, 10 of the Magic's 16 overtime points. LeBron, who had 8 turnovers, had 44 points, but missed the game-winning 35-foot three-pointer at the buzzer. Hey, LeBron, how about that last shot?
No, as it traveled, it didn't look good at all. Felt good leaving my hand, but didn't look good as it got into the air.
Oh. Magic coach Stan Van Gundy on tomorrow night's Game 5.
You know, this thing's a long, long, long way from over.
It's a long way. Hey, wait a minute.
No.
get in there.
What's the matter with you? Have you lost your mind?
Get out of my studio. Lakers Nuggets Game 5 tonight tied at 2-2 in L.A. And upon further review, Dante Jones' non-foul call, no, given a flagrant foul for tripping Kobe. Phil Jackson fined $25,000 for criticizing the non-call. Baseball timeout. Levon Hernandez all the way on a 9-hitter, 127 pitches. The Mets beat the Nats 6-1. Obviously, no pitch count. Jerry Manuel.
I don't think anything really phases him out there. I think he warms up with about 70 or 80 pitches. So he probably threw about 250 pitches a night.
Fine, God.
Hernandez's arm did not fall off, and he won't miss his next turn. And Jose Canseco was knocked out last night in a mixed martial arts match in Yokohama. First round by 7'2", 330-pound South Korean heavyweight Hong Man Choi.
Warner Wolf here at the Imus Morning Program, 31 after the hour, almost 32. The famed trial lawyer, Martin Garbus, is coming up next. Still trying to get a hold of Fats. Maybe Martin knows Fats. Maybe Representative Fats or something. By the way, in that Van Morrison Them CD I ordered, Charles, from Trader Dave, my man at Amazon, Van Morrison and Them, well, he was Them, recorded a version of this great Fats Domino song.
Hello, Josephine. How do you do? Do you remember me, baby? Like I remember you. You used to laugh at me. And all the I used to walk you home. I used to hold your hand. You used to use my umbrella. Every time it rained, you used to cry so much. It was a crying shame. You used to live over yonder by the railroad track. When it rained, you couldn't walk. I used to tote you on my back. Now you're trying to make me leave. It wasn't days like that. Hello, Josephine. How do you do? Do you remember me, baby? Like I remember you. You used to laugh at me and holler, whoop, whoop, whoop. In the morning on 77 WABC.
The following is a paid commercial announcement.
This is a special report from Newsmax.com. The Department of Homeland Security reports that the national threat level remains elevated, or code yellow. That means the nation faces a significant risk of terrorist attacks in the near future. Homeland Security also advises that every family must have an emergency radio. It could save your life during severe weather, electric power failures, even terrorism. Now, Newsmax magazine is offering you an emergency radio absolutely free. Just pay shipping and we'll send you a free radio plus a free trial subscription to Newsmax magazine. Newsmax is the one magazine breaking the news stories the other media just won't report. With insightful analysis from Ben Stein, Bill O'Reilly, Mike Reagan, Dr. Laura, John Stossel, and so much more. Improve your family security and have peace of mind. Get your free emergency radio. Call now. 1-800-NEWSMAX. That's 1-800-NEWSMAX.
So what's the prognosis? Could you repeat that?
When it comes to cardiac care, technology is great. But there's one thing it just can't replace. Humanity.
Any restrictions on activities?
High tech just isn't high touch. So it's not just our machines that have made us one of the 50 best hospitals for heart and heart surgery for 7 consecutive years, according to U.S. News and World Report. And it's not our machines that made Health Grades list us among the top 5% of hospitals in the nation for overall cardiac care. It's our people, because you can have the best technology in the world, and we do. But in the end, it comes down to people treating people. Hackensack University Medical Center. When you feel good, we feel good.
Could the economy actually be making a comeback? 54 degrees and cloudy. I'm Charles McCord with stories you'll be talking about on 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com. Brought to you by Hackensack University Medical Center. When you feel good, they feel good. 9 in 10 top economic forecasters surveyed by the National Association for Business Economics predicting the recession will end third quarter this year. Not a terribly strong recovery. Jobless rate will likely continue climbing even as the economy improves. North Korea says the South's decision to join the U.S.-led effort to stop ships suspected of carrying weapons material is the same as a declaration of war. The North's official news agency saying those who provoke the country will suffer, quote, unimaginable and merciless punishment. 54 degrees and cloudy, mostly cloudy today, small chance of showers. I'm Charles McCord with breaking news and stimulating talk on 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com.
Stonyfield yogurt is the favorite yogurt in the Imus home. Deidre loves the thick and creamy, fat-free organic Oikos Greek yogurt, while Don prefers Stonyfield's vanilla and peach organic yogurts. Whichever kind you prefer, all of Stonyfield and Oikos Greek organic yogurts are incredibly tasty and full of healthy probiotic cultures, which gives your immune system a boost and promotes good digestion. And that's not all. When you buy Stonyfield or Oikos Greek yogurts, you're supporting hundreds of family farmers and keeping their land free of toxic chemicals. Stonyfield, a true American success story that started with 7 cows in New Hampshire 26 years ago and has grown to become America's favorite and best-selling organic yogurt. Taste the difference for you, for your family, for the planet. Stonyfield Organic Yogurt, Oikos Organic Greek Yogurt. You can't fake this stuff.
Hey, Chelsea, time for dinner. Whoa, what's all this?
Chelsea and I are building an ecosphere.
Whatever happened to tree forts?
Billy says tree forts are only partially sustainable.
I see. Well, dinner's on the table, my eco-warrior. Say goodnight to Billy.
Actually, Mrs. Nelson, Chelsea's not going back to the house.
Really?
She's now committed to a greener lifestyle.
I see. Well, it may interest you to know, Billy boy, when it starts to get cold out here tonight, that Chelsea's house is warmed by oil heat, which is clean, safe, and environmentally friendly. And it's the only heating source investing in bioheat, alternative energy made from fresh farm products like soybeans.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, tell your daddy to call his local oil heat dealer. Come on, Chelsea. Hey, if you need any extra blankets tonight, Billy, you just throw an eco pebble against our window.
Okay.
And if you hear any coyotes, remember, this is their home, too.
Coyotes?
Or, bears.
Today's oil heat. The environment will thank you. Your family will thank you. Learn more at intelligentwarmth.com. Brought to you by the National Oil Heat Research Alliance.
It is 39 minutes past the hour here at the Imus Morning program as we run hopelessly behind. Martin Garbus is one of the leading trial lawyers in the country and represents and has represented everybody from Lenny Bruce to whomever. And in the spirit of full disclosure, represents me whenever we run into somebody who owes me money and doesn't want to pay me. He makes them pay me. But I wouldn't compare myself to any of his famous clients. One time I was talking to Chuck Yeager. Remember that, Charles?
Never will forget it.
Who broke the... and what did he break? He broke the sound barrier.
Sound barrier, yeah.
And I said to General Yeager, I said, you and I have a lot in common. And he looked at me and he said, son, the only thing you and I have in common is we're on the same planet. Please welcome to the Imus Morning program, Martin Garbus. Good morning, Mr. Garbus.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
How are you?
Okay. Feeling good.
So you're pretty excited about Sonia Sotomayor?
Very, very excited. I think she's a wonderful, wonderful choice. I think she's a judge who has extraordinary possibilities.
You know her, right?
Yes, I do. I know her. I've appeared before her. I was with her about 2 weeks ago when she was talking about urban juveniles and how some wind up in the right place and some wind up in the wrong place. And you felt her compassion and you felt her understanding of it, and you felt that this was a woman whose life as a lawyer is going to be based on the life that she's had and will continue to have.
She's being criticized in some circles as not being an intellectual heavyweight, whatever that means.
Well, I don't think it really means, first of all, I don't think it's true. Secondly, the great judges of the 20th century, Warren, Thurgood Marshall, Black, Douglas, none of them were considered intellectual heavyweights. As you remember, Warren was the governor of California, Black was a trial lawyer, Thurgood Marshall was the NAA. And yet they wrote the great decisions of the 20th century. And the decisions weren't long. They were a paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs. What's happened lately is the Supreme Court judges will write 5, 6 decisions, 80, 85 pages, totally unnecessary. And she can put in, and she has over the years, written short decisions. She doesn't show off her intellect. I mean, she's an awfully bright woman, Princeton, Yale, terrific student at both places. She doesn't have to show it off. She knows it, she understands it, she gets it.
Talking with the trial lawyer Martin Garbus, when you appeared before her, how did that go? Did she rule in your favor or against you?
I lost.
Oh, you did?
I did. I lost. She's a very tough judge on the bench.
So I was sort of hoping you had won, because then I was going to assign some motive to you, to your support of her. But of course, you ruined that by losing the case.
Right.
Here's the good news: it wasn't something involving me.
Well, no, it was not something involving you, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately we didn't appear before her in your case.
Yeah, well, thank you. Anyway, well, I read your piece on the Huffington Post this morning, and it's my wife also writes for, by the way.
I know that.
And but I don't read because it's full of a bunch of liberal weenies, as well you are. So, but one of my favorites. But you seem to suggest, and maybe I'm just being cynical, or a jerk, or both.
You being cynical, I don't believe it.
That because she's not going to have to write these 80-page opinions, that there's not going to be a lot of homework, that there's not going to be much for her to do. But as you also pointed out, that in these, like Brown versus Board of Education or the or pro-choice decisions, they were often, as you write in the Huffington Post this morning, often 3 paragraphs opinions, but it's going to be important, as you just said, of what's contained in those 3 paragraphs, isn't there? I mean,
right, I think absolutely, but I think, let's say, in the segregation decision, it's a paragraph. Segregation is awful. A one man, one vote. This is America. Every person should have a vote. I think that those are 3 paragraphs. Frankly, most lawyers can write. Most judges can write. The question is, how do you get to that point? What's your life experience? What motivates you to render a decision in that area? And I think her motivations for making decisions are those that I'm sympathetic to. I think she also plays another role. I think that she's the only one on the court for a while, who comes out of the economic background that she does. If you look at the liberal judges, Breyer, Ginsburg, they're people of substantial wealth. Ginsburg's husband was a very, very successful tax lawyer. Breyer married into wealth and had made money himself. I think she's someone on the court who can talk about the problems of people who are not well off. She hasn't lived in the Gateway, the Beltway, let's say like Clarence Thomas or Scalia.
Yeah.
She brings her own perspective.
Well, she has a wonderful personal story, but I'm wondering how statements like Latinas make better decisions than old white males is going to resonate with people she has to appear for to get confirmed.
Well, she didn't exactly put it that way.
Oh, she didn't?
What she said is that a wise old man and a wise old woman will frequently render different decisions based on who they are. Now, I think that's courageous because I think it's true. And what she also said is a lot of decisions in life are based on life experiences. Now, she's not the first to say that. Justice Holmes said it. Cardozo said it. I think everybody recognizes it. Now, as a Hispanic woman, she is going to render a different decision, different kind of decision, than given her background, than someone like Stephen Breyer, who comes out of a world of wealth and lives in a world of wealth and doesn't see the world that Sotomayor grew up in, experienced, and understands. Well, I think it's inevitable.
As for example, a specific case, this New Haven firefighter case, that she ruled against the white firefighters who went to court because they passed the test, as you know, and the test was thrown out because minorities didn't pass it. That appears the Supreme Court is going to reverse that, or if they or if they just don't throw it out. So she's going to be apparently on the wrong side of that. What's your view of her rendering?
Well, I think she's been reversed in other cases. I think all judges get reversed. I think she's on the wrong side of that, but I think she has a commitment to affirmative action, which a lot of people don't. I think in the same way that Clarence Thomas's life tells him that affirmative action is wrong, and he's totally hostile to it, Stoudemire comes out a different way, in large part because of her life experiences. She accepts the fact that she's had a foot up to some extent because she's a Hispanic American. In the same way Clarence Thomas had a foot up because, they're feet down also.
No.
But they certainly had breaks in moving along the path they moved in, and she knows it and she acknowledges it.
Maybe she should take you with her to the confirmation hearing. So
I would love it.
You can run this nonsense by the committee. I'm sorry we got you on late, but it's because I can't discipline myself, as you perhaps know. So.
Well, that I've known for years.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The great Martin Garber's here in the I'm Smiling program, 13 to Leon.
I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money. Dad, get me out of this. Ha! In the morning on 77 WABC.
Are you in sales or do you own your own business? If so, I want you to think of a number. Think of the amount of money you'd like to make this year. Do you have it? Okay, so what's stopping you? It's not your drive. It's not your skills. Chances are it's your ability to find new leads. It's not easy. But what if someone had already done the work for you? What if with one phone call you could get your hands on as many new sales leads as you could handle and actually make that number you have in your head? It's not too good to be true. It's Sales Genie, the largest provider of the most up-to-date sales leads, mailing lists, and business credit reports. And they want to give you 100 sales leads absolutely free. No matter what you're selling or who you're selling to, Sales Genie has the sales leads and mailing lists you need. And right now, they'll give you 100 sales leads absolutely free. Call Sales Genie at 1-800-391-4456 and get 100 sales leads for free. Call 1-800-391-4456. 1-800-391-4456.
1 in 3. With those odds, you'd say you'd have a good chance. But what if I told you that's how many people in New Jersey are living with heart disease? If it turns out you're the one, there's one name you'll want to know. Meridian Cardiovascular Network. You'll find a network that's looking at heart care in a way that changes everything. Meridian gives you what no other heart program in the region delivers. A partner with the most complete, most coordinated heart and vascular care focused on getting you better. When it comes to matters of the heart, this is where you want to be. Meridian Cardiovascular Network. At Jersey Shore University Medical Center, Ocean Medical Center, Riverview Medical Center, and K. Hovnanian Children's Hospital, along with our rehab, fitness, home care, and our network of physicians. Taking care of New Jersey. To find a physician, visit meridianhealth.com.
Goodyear has tires for summer fun. Get up to $100 by mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 select Goodyear tires on your Goodyear credit card. Purchases subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply.
On-time traffic, I'm Debbie Duhame. Heading to the Bronx River Parkway north at the Cross County. It's an accident being cleared. LIE westbound bumper to bumper into 106.7 with a collision. And still seeing delays on the West Side Highway south into the 90s with a stalled vehicle. This report brought to you by the New York Times. For restaurant reviews, recipes, wine tips, and news of food trends, pick up the Times. Featuring the dining section today and every Wednesday at a newsstand, store, or Starbucks near you. Here's the WABC Weather Channel forecast.
We've got cloudy and cool conditions in the forecast again today with some drizzle or showers possible through tonight. 67 for the high this afternoon, 60 for the low tonight. Cloudy with more showers and some thunderstorms likely tomorrow. Warmer with highs in the mid-70s. Weather brought to you by Goodyear. Goodyear has tires for summer fun. Get up to $100 by mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 select Goodyear tires on your Goodyear credit card. Purchase is subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply. Currently 53 degrees from the Weather Channel. I'm Jennifer Natoso, 77 WABC.
Well, May is Cadillac Spring Celebration Month. The number one Cadillac dealer in the Tri-State region has taken up to $10,000 off every one of their 2009 in-stock Cadillacs at both locations. I'm talking about Martin Cadillac. Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey, just minutes from the George Washington Bridge. And Martin Cadillac of Yonkers, off exit 15 on the Deegan now through the end of May. Save up to $10,000 off. You hearing this, Charles? The manufacturer's suggested retail price on their entire inventory. Did you hear this?
Hearing every word I
mean. 0% financing. Well, sometimes you wonder because you sit there with just the idiotic look on your face.
Do the commercial and don't criticize anything.
Drooling on yourself. Call Martin Cadillac at 201-568-2750. 10 grand off the Cadillacs here. Martin Cadillac, call them. 201-560. No, it's not 560, it's 568-2750 or show up at one of their dealerships. Here's an outfit that Charles should call, Linda Mood Bell.
That's stupid.
800-300-1818. Write that number down, Chuck.
What is it?
Linda, 800-300-1818.
Slower.
Linda Mood Bell learning processes teaches children and adults like Charles to read words and comprehend language. There are a lot of children and adults who have difficulty reading words, but there are also many who have difficulty comprehending what they read and what they hear.
I'm still at 800.
They ask and they re-ask questions like, Charles says. They have difficulty problem solving and following directions. They say that words seem to go in one ear and out the other. Sadly, it's often thought that these individuals are not trying or not paying attention. Well, or they're just stupid. None of the above. So y'all need to call Linda Mood Bell, 800-300-1818, or go to lindamoodbell.com. Seven minutes till the hour here on the Imus to the Morning program. Warner will be back in just a little bit with all of his sports. The Cleveland Cavaliers lost last night. Man, I just don't get that, do you? So, not going to be any LeBron James, not going to be any, probably not even any Kobe Bryant.
Oh, it's a disaster.
Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, so.
Michael Jordan's lighting a big fat cigar and smiling right now.
You bet.
Well, so Stuart Taylor's coming up here in just a little bit, and we'll talk to him. And I forgot to tell Martin Garbus what we were going to charge him.
What do you?
Well, I was going to charge, but we're not going to, so.
You were going to put him on he was going on the
clock.
I
thought that would be amusing, but it's not amusing.
No, it's not.
So, well, I have more respect for him that he's humping Judge Sotomayor. He's not humping her, but I mean that he's promoting Judge Sotomayor, and he lost a case in front of her.
Yeah. Yep.
So, I mean, I was just, I should have known that. That's why he's a lawyer and I'm not, but you should know the answer to these questions before you ask them.
Precisely.
But I should have known that he lost the case, so I wouldn't have asked that, because I thought,
you were
had he won it, then I was going to accuse him of
sure,
just every awful thing I could think of. So, but Mr. Garbus is. I always like it when he's dealing with someone and they think they're smarter than he is, and then the next thing you know, they're writing a check. So,
and you discover how wrong you possibly can be.
They discover that maybe they weren't as smart as they thought they were. So, but then it's always fun to watch that process happen.
The reason he's Martin Garbus and everybody else ain't. There you go.
Stuart Taylor, another smart guy. He's come out. We'll talk to him. And there'll be some other stuff. So, well, this is a good show today. 5 till the hour.
In our fast-changing world, you need information.
Ending our dependence on
closing our school
the Democrats should get a new speaker.
Perspective.
I don't need you over there hacking like a drunk
Anti-war left is turning on Israel.
I'm a harmless, lovable little fuzzball.
You all want us on public transportation like a bunch of
There are no earmarks. Garbage.
Talk radio that rocks your world. 77 WABC. Breaking news and stimulating talk.
Honey, about
visiting my mom.
I told you I can't go. I just finished setting up our new home entertainment system. I got such a great deal at B&H, and I want to test it all out.
Yes, dear, but
I got us a new flat-screen HD TV with a surround sound system and Blu-ray disc player.
Yes, dear, I know, but
And the subwoofers. Wait until you hear the quality. Even your mother would like it.
Oh, I'm sure she would. But
At B&H, they also have great prices on their video equipment. So I got a video recorder, tripod, and lighting equipment. Now we can even shoot home movies.
But
I think your mom would understand.
She does, honey. In fact, I told her to just come on over and see our new home entertainment system from B&H for herself.
What?
For the best brands, the widest selection, and the lowest prices in home entertainment equipment, not to mention camcorders, cameras, lighting, binoculars, and more.
You go to B&H.
This is an important message for all taxpayers who currently owe back taxes of $10,000 or more to the IRS. Due to a declining economy, you may be eligible for a taxpayer bailout that may allow you to reduce your debt by thousands. For a free phone consultation, call Tax Relief USA at 1-800-949-9755. Millions of taxpayers may be eligible for this bailout and may be allowed to substantially reduce their tax liabilities for much less than they owe and save thousands. At last, a bailout for you. When you call Tax Relief USA, you'll be matched with an experienced tax team who will negotiate directly with the IRS on your behalf. Our team of professionals with their knowledge makes a substantial difference in resolving your debt. For your free confidential consultation, call 1-800-949-9755. If you owe $10,000 or more in state or federal taxes, call today for your free phone consultation. 1-800-949-9755. 1-800-949-9755. That's 1-800-949-9755.
Hey, great to have you listening. You got me reading something interesting. You know, modern gold coins are easy to find, but classic U.S. gold coins, you don't see that many, right? Well, listen to this. The New York Mint is releasing a limited number of classic U.S. gold coins to the public. You can call the Mint for free historical information and a free collector's DVD. Here's the number, 1-800-900-0608. You know, during the Depression, people hoarded gold coins. No one wanted to be left out in the cold without tangible assets. In the economic frenzy, the government pulled millions of gold coins out of circulation and melted them down, leaving relatively few behind. But a hoard of U.S. gold coins was recently discovered in Europe, all uncirculated and more than 100 years old. A limited number of them are being released. And wouldn't that be something, to hold that piece of history in your hand? If you want to know more, call 1-800-900-0608 for free historical information and the free DVD. Again, 1-800-900-0608.
Are you losing your home to foreclosure? Are you behind on your mortgage and fear the worst? Homeowners Legal Assistance would like to offer you a free, no-obligation consultation that will show you how to stop foreclosure, reduce your interest rates, and save thousands on your mortgage. Do not let this economic slowdown take your home from you and your family. You have worked too hard. Homeowners Legal Assistance is an attorney-based loan modification firm that can negotiate the terms of your mortgage so you can afford to live in and enjoy your home. Call for a free, no-obligation consultation. There is no cost to find out how this program can help you save your home. Call 800-989-0688. That's 800-989-0688. It does not matter how far behind you are on payment or what your credit score is. Homeowners Legal Assistance is here to listen and help. Call now. 800-989-0688. The 77 WABC poll question of the day.
Vote now on the homepage at WABCRadio.com. Broadcasting over the land of the free and the home of the brave. 77 WABC, New York.
It's 8 o'clock. A Rockland County man may soon have a lot of time to think about the cruel things he did to animals. 54 degrees and cloudy. I'm Charles McCord with stories you'll be talking about on 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com. A West Haverstraw man has been found guilty of running what cops call, quote, a zoo from hell. WABC Scott Salato has more on the bizarre story in this live report. Scott.
Well, it took no time at all for the jury to convict Robert Everly. The 59-year-old was living with dozens of rabbits, roosters, chickens, doves, ducks, sheep, dogs, and cats. Some were sick and some were dead.
He had more than ample time to change his ways and the treatments of the animals.
Judith Silkman was the jury forewoman during the trial.
Very sad, because these animals, they were tortured in a way because they did not have the proper care.
Everly faces jail time and restitution when he's sentenced in August. Live in Westchester, Scott Salato, 77 WABC and WABCRadio.com.
Well, so the abusing the animals or just not taking care of them?
Well, some were dead, so I guess those were abused, and some were very malnourished and sick and just dying.
Right. Well, I mean, was he beating them or just, sticking hot cigarettes on them, or was he just not taking care of them? Was the guy a nut?
No, just neglect, and evidently it came out in trial that he was hoarding them, as in collecting them and saving them and just not really doing much with them, not letting them move a whole lot.
Doesn't sound like a guy we want doing the news, say, for example, here at WABC, does it, Scott?
I don't hoard.
No, I wasn't accusing... Oh, God, here's Charles.
Well, what were you saying?
Well, I'm just saying, the guy sounds like he's crazy.
A little bit. You're absolutely right. Pathological. 54 degrees and cloudy. I'm Charles McCord with BreakingNews.com.
Good morning, guys. Let's go to the West Side Highway southbound. Heavy traffic down through the 90s. A stalled vehicle was just cleared. LIE westbound bumper to bumper out through 106.7. Accident taken care of. And 287 north, exit 39 in Hanover. A crash over there. This report brought to you by IHOP. Let IHOP satisfy your craving any time of the day with their delicious new dinner items. Try French onion pot roast, delicious herb roasted chicken, or crunchy fried shrimp. Only at IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy. Here's the WABC Weather Channel forecast.
We're cloudy and cool again today with some drizzler showers possible through tonight. 67 degrees for the high, down to 60 overnight with some patchy fog developing. More rain tomorrow and Friday. Showers and thunderstorms are likely tomorrow, but it'll be warmer with highs in the mid-70s. Showers in upper 70s on Friday, but the weekend looks good with lots of sunshine and temperatures in the 70s, both Saturday and Sunday. Right now it's 53 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm Jennifer Natoso, 77 WABC.
Genuine Ford and Lincoln Mercury Parts and Service presents a word from your tires.
Sir, we tires need to call your attention to a breach of protocol.
Oh, boy. What is it now?
You are no doubt familiar with a low-price tire guarantee at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealerships.
Yep, they'll beat any competitor's price on the name brand tires they sell.
Yes, that's the one. But now they are extending this offer to drivers of any vehicle, not just Ford.
Okay, so what's the problem?
That is my problem.
Look, just because someone drives a different kind of car doesn't mean he or she should have to settle for no-name tires or high prices.
An important policy change like this should have been discussed with us.
So Ford should have talked with you tires first.
We will not budge. Well, actually, we will when you put us into drive.
Or reverse.
Or reverse.
Right, either one.
The low-price tire guarantee at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealerships. Available on every brand of tires we sell. Now available for any vehicle you drive. Call 1-877-310-3673 or see your participating dealership for details through 12/31/09. Weeds and crabgrass are taking over your lawn. Traditional lawn weed killers control either lawn weeds or crabgrass, but not both. Why do half the job when there's Bear Advanced All-in-One Lawn Weed and Crabgrass Killer? It kills lawn weeds plus crabgrass without harming your lawn. Just hook to the hose and go. Nothing's faster or easier. And now it's rainproof in 1 hour. Bear Advanced. Better science, better results. BearAdvanced.com.
Honey, do I look
fat in those jeans? Nope.
Would you...
Take out the trash? Yep. Hey, can I...
Go play golf? Maybe.
Things getting too predictable at home? Here's something different. It's our biggest free nights deal ever. Stay any 2 nights at over 4,000 hotels, including Holiday Inn, Holiday Inn Express, Hotel Indigo, and Intercontinental Hotels and Resorts. And you get a free night for a future stay. To register, visit getafreenight.com.
Stay 2 nights from May 4th through July 3rd. Redeem free night from July 3rd through December 26, 2009. Visit getafreenight.com for details.
Your midday rush. Live at noon on 77 WABC. Ladies and gentlemen, Imus in the morning.
Yo, mama. Well, I see that Laura Ingram and Geraldo Rivera are going to be on tomorrow. Geraldo, his B says, turns out he's pretty good. Good to have him on for a long time, and I don't know why. It's one of the people who just known him for a long time and like him, so he'll be on tomorrow. Laura Ingram would love to be low than her, so what now? What's the matter?
What prompted you during a story on our local news of a man who kept a menagerie of animals
And abused them,
very
apparently.
cruel conditions.
Yeah.
Some of them dead, some of them sick, nearly dead.
Sure.
He'd been convicted of various charges involving animal cruelty.
Right.
And you suggested, you were asking, well, what did he do to them specifically? Well, he neglected them.
Right.
And what prompted you then to concern yourself with the insertion of small rodents in the anal cavities of some of your friends? Well, where did that come from?
Well, all I said.
What do you?
Well, I was just trying to be amusing, or just whatever. So maybe it's not that funny, I guess.
Well, no, it's not, because that certainly would involve